double murder-suicide in Lakewood Ranch. One of the victims, a Lakewood Ranch high school student. Plus, after a local congressional candidate dies unexpectedly, how her fellow politicians are reacting. And the state of Florida sending millions to Moat Marine Lab to come up with ways to lessen the impact of red tide. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Jacqueline has the evening off. Our top story, a day that began with a young child's birthday party ended in tragedy. 3 people are dead in what deputies are calling a double murder-suicide. It happened inside the Central Park neighborhood of Lakewood Ranch. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live with how the community is responding. Rick.
Yes, Scott, good evening. This is just a horrible tragedy. This community is in complete shock.
I don't know how someone could do that to someone.
What 14-year-old Grace Huber is talking about is the horrific double murder-suicide that claimed the life of fellow Lakewood Ranch high school student, 16-year-old Andrea Barberina Rojas, a sophomore at the school. Barberina Rojas' stepfather, James Bennett, also shot to death his wife, 35-year-old Silvana Bennett, who was Andrea's mother, before taking his own life. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says a domestic dispute appears to have caused the shooting.
Sometimes these things just become so heated, and in that moment of rage and emotions, somebody does the unthinkable and kills somebody, and then that turned into not just one shooting, but 2, and then he turned the gun on himself.
The Sheriff's Office tells us the fight started around 10 o'clock Sunday night after the birthday celebration for the 2-year-old daughter of James Bennett. The 53-year-old was arguing with his wife at their home in the Central Park development when gunshots rang out. This double murder-suicide is very surprising for Lakewood Ranch father of 3 girls, David Huber. We caught up with him and his daughter Grace as they were practicing softball near the high school.
It shouldn't really happen. I don't know what's really behind the act of it, but kids should always feel safe in their home. And, you know, once again, as a parent, we are there to guide them and give them all the support we can.
James Bennett's mother and young daughter were home at the time of the shooting, but were not injured. For Grace Huber and so many other students at Lakewood Ranch High School, it's been very hard for them. This death of Andrea Barberina Rojas and her mom follows the recent deaths of 2 other students who were involved in a car crash.
There's grief counselors for students that are that know the kids and are affected by it. So it's just a sensitive subject, so everyone's got to kind of, you know, be proactive about it.
And investigators are still trying to figure out exactly what the couple was arguing about that led to this tragedy. Reporting live from Lakewood Ranch this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Scott, back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you. Tonight we are hearing from the Department of Children and Families. A spokesperson says they will be supporting the Manatee County Sheriff's Office in this investigation and putting together a report reviewing any interactions, if any, this family had with the child welfare system. Developing in Pasco County, a deputy is dead after investigators say he killed his wife and then took his own life. 4 children were at the home at the time of that shooting. After one of the children called 911 while running from the home, deputies found Samantha Keithley dead downstairs and then found Kirk Keithley, a deputy in Hillsborough County, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigators say the deputy did not use his sheriff's office issued gun in the shooting. There have been no previous 911 calls to the home. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are investigating after a man was shot multiple times. Joshua Dunlap was found with several gunshot wounds this morning on a dirt road in Mayaca City. Dunlop was flown to Blake Medical Center where he told deputies that he did not know where or when he had been shot or who shot him. Detectives continue to investigate. A big shakeup in the November election. Democratic candidate for the 17th District congressional seat, April Freeman, has died. That district includes Central and South Sarasota County, along with parts of Charlotte, DeSoto, and Hardee counties. Freeman's husband posted about her death on Facebook. Her cause of death was not released. Freeman, a film and television producer who lives near Fort Myers, won the Democratic congressional primary and would have faced State Senator Greg Stubbe in November. Sarasota County Democratic Party releasing a statement about Freeman's passing saying, quote, April was a beautiful person. She worked tirelessly for veterans, seniors, and the entire community. We are heartbroken and send our condolences to her family and friends. Here's what this means for the general election now. According to Florida law, Stubbe will now face a candidate named by a committee made up of all of the county chairs from the affected counties. That committee will need to name a nominee within 5 days to fill the vacancy. New money is on the way to Mote Marine Lab to learn more about red tide. Florida is giving the Sarasota-based lab a little more than $2 million to test technology to fight the toxic algae. Mote Marine CEO Michael Crosby and environmental agencies from around the state unveiling plans to mitigate the effects of red tide. That funding will include using a form of specialized clay to fight red tide's effects.
We are moving forward both in a tactical manner and a more strategic manner to address the impacts of this red tide event now, but also setting the stage and a strong foundation for developing those technologies.
Last month, Mote Marine tested an ozone treatment system in a canal in Boca Grande to determine if it could kill red tide cells. The test was successful, and now they're looking to fund that project as well as other mitigation technologies. Let's get a check now on our weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, some storms earlier tonight, and they kind of lingered this evening.
Yeah, the light rain did linger, Scott, but for the most part, that heavy rain came within a couple of hours, and it came heavy, up to 3 inches estimated down in South Sarasota County near Port Charlotte and also near Warm Mineral Springs, stretching down toward Englewood. It's all over now. There's one lone storm up near Pinellas County. Good news, it stayed away for the most part from the beginning of the game in Tampa. Just some light rainfall there now and again. But you can see all the rain is gone here. That's that one storm I mentioned up off the Pinellas County moving into the Gulf of Mexico. But as I mentioned, down in South Sarasota County is where the heaviest rain fell. And rainfall estimates the past 12 hours, there's 3.1 inches near looks like Port Charlotte up to near Northport, and then nearly 2 inches just north of Englewood, 1.5 along Clark Road and I-75. So it was heavy. And right now it's 77 degrees and the dew point temperature is 76. The pressure is on the rise, 30.07 inches. Temperatures into the mid to upper 70s, even still some low 80s hanging on in Northport, Englewood, and Punta Gorda. We'll let you know about the rain chances for tomorrow, and we'll take a look at the active tropics in just a couple of minutes. Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. A Punta Gorda teenager remains behind bars tonight, accused of threatening to shoot people at a high school dance. Police say 19-year-old Anthony Grimaldi threatened to shoot up Northport High School's homecoming dance in text and social media messages to his ex-girlfriend, who was a student at the school. Police say Grimaldi told her he would carry out the threats if she danced with any other boys this Saturday night. Investigators say they arrested him after learning he had been in possession of a handgun and an AR-15 assault rifle for about a month. Now, while he didn't have access to them anymore, police say the threat alone warrants a $300,000 bond.
It causes a disruption at the school. It causes fear among students and parents, but we certainly have a responsibility to look into all those things. And I think, overall in this particular case, I think people should have some comfort knowing that we did take it seriously, we did look into it, and charges were filed, and he was arrested.
School district officials say homecoming will go on as scheduled and will be using the guidance of Northport Police for the students' safety. The longtime face of the Manatee County Sheriff's Office and voice of the Manatee Hurricanes has passed away. Dave Bristow died unexpectedly last night of natural causes. For more than 30 years, Bristow served as the Public Information Officer for Manatee County Sheriff's Office, keeping the public and media up to date on what was happening. Before that, he worked here at ABC7 as a morning anchor and a reporter. He was also the voice of the Manatee Hurricanes football radio broadcast for many years. Bristow leaves behind a wife and 2 daughters. All of us here at ABC7 sending our thoughts and prayers to his family and to his co-workers at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. We'll be right back.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do.
Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000.
Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Reaction tonight to the firing of the Dallas police officer who shot and killed a man in his own apartment. While Amber Geiger sits at home, she's no longer being paid for it. Former Dallas police officer fired today after shooting and killing 26-year-old Botham Jean in his apartment after she says she thought it was hers. In announcing the firing, police say their internal affairs investigation found Geiger engaged in adverse conduct when she was arrested.
I waited until the critical portion of this investigation was complete. The investigation is ongoing, but the critical portion where it could be compromised is no longer an issue.
Botham Jean's family expressing satisfaction in Geiger's firing. They released this statement saying, quote, "We see it as an initial victory. However, we are committed to seeing through the next steps of the process of a proper murder indictment, conviction, and appropriate sentencing." Republicans are coming to the defense of Judge Brett Kavanaugh, his nomination to the Supreme Court taking another potential blow overnight amid a second accusation of sexual misconduct. As ABC's Janae Norman reports, he's now speaking out publicly for the first time.
Judge Brett Kavanaugh is breaking his silence in an interview with Fox News.
I know I'm telling the truth. I know my lifelong record. And I'm not going to let false accusations drive me out of this process.
As the president,
Judge Kavanaugh is an outstanding person, and I am with him all the way.
And Senate Republicans mount an all-out defense against the now two women accusing him of sexual misconduct.
This shameful smear campaign has hit a new low. Senate Democrats and their allies are trying to destroy a man's personal and professional life on the basis of decades-old allegations that are unsubstantiated and uncorroborated.
Last week, Christine Blasey Ford alleged Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her when they were in high school.
The truth is, I've never sexually assaulted anyone in high school or otherwise. I am not questioning and have not questioned that perhaps Dr. Ford at some point in her life was sexually assaulted by someone in some place. But what I know is I've never sexually assaulted anyone.
On Sunday, a new accuser came forward. Deborah Ramirez tells The New Yorker Kavanaugh drunkenly exposed himself to her at a party when they were freshmen at Yale. Kavanaugh says he wants fairness.
We're looking for a fair process where I can be heard and defend my integrity, my lifelong record.
Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
More help is on the way for people still dealing with the aftermath of last September's Hurricane Irma. Today, the State Department of Economic Opportunity announcing the Rebuild Florida program. The initiative will help low-income Floridians in 14 counties pay for still uncompleted home repairs caused by the storm. The Suncoast, including Sarasota, Manatee, and Charlotte counties, are not included.
This is for long-term recovery. And what we did is go around to the communities and say, what issues are you still having? What are your greatest needs? What are the needs that are still unmet after FEMA came in, after the SBA came in, maybe after private insurance came in?
Priority use of those funds will go to low-income families with people over 62, young children, and individuals with disabilities. Now to the flooding emergency in South Carolina. 10 days after Hurricane Florence made landfall, new evacuation warnings are in effect for some 8,000 families. At least one of the rivers causing this emergency will not crest until Wednesday.
This event is not over. The waters are continuing to rise.
Now, just a week ago, you could walk through town. This is President Trump in front of a church after the rains from a hurricane stopped. But look at it today. Surrounded by floodwaters. 350 people had to be rescued from their homes over the weekend. And then there was the scene there of dead fish on the interstate. So still quite a scene there.
Yeah, I saw a video of those fish going across the road, making their way across when there was water on it.
Right.
And left stranded there. Bad news is that more rain could be on the way from a system that's moving in their direction. It's looking more and more like it's going to get close enough to give them some rainfall. They don't need any, but they could get some additional rain, maybe 2-5 inches in some areas. We'll see how it plays out. We have to keep an eye on it. Here's what's going on for us. We had some rain around town, and boy, it came down heavy in places. This is a shot from the ABC7 tower cam, or time lapse, and you can see those showers dumping occasionally out there on the islands, and it continued. The light rain continued anyway up past 9 o'clock, and now all that rain is gone and looking much better out there. Well, there were some excellent photos sent in to pics@mysuncoast.com. Here's just a few of them. Ominous looking sky from Mike Deninius earlier. You see those clouds dropping low there. We've had water spouts over the past several days, and then it's the double rainbow. What does it mean? Tara, that's the Tara Golf Club there in Sarasota. Mark Unger sending this one in, and Dave Beachy getting the afterglow. Again, Dave Beachy at Sarasota Bay right there. Nice shot. And Fred Seeger always getting some spectacular sunset shots from Siesta Key. Fred, appreciate those photos. Keep them coming. And the rain is over, as I mentioned, for the time being. It'll be back tomorrow, though. Just as simple as that. We have that easterly wind, plenty of moisture in the atmosphere, a little bit of a sea breeze expected to develop. And where the two meet, they'll have a tendency to be a little bit stronger, as we saw today with the 3 inches plus in South Sarasota County and northwestern portions of Charlotte County. So the futurecast showing the clouds and showers kind of thinning out overnight. We'll start off real nice tomorrow. For drop-off, it looks to be mostly sunny, and then we'll see an east to southeasterly wind flow. That will once again cause showers and storms to be rather intense. I think by Wednesday, though, the winds become more southerly in nature, and there won't be that direct convergence set up with the sea breeze. So that means fewer storms will still be around, so we'll still have a 50% chance for scattered showers, but it doesn't appear that they'll be as intense. We'll keep an eye on that, though, and things may change due to that tropical system that may develop and push toward the Carolinas. So the forecast tomorrow calling for fairly nice weather. It will be warm again, heat indices up near 100 degrees by the afternoon, and then a good chance for storms developing, say, after 4 or 5 o'clock. Well, there it is, looking pretty impressive on the satellite imagery. Not quite symmetrical at this point, but the rain area and the high clouds here are really starting to expand somewhat, and it is drifting off to the northwest, and forecast models are suggesting it'll have about a day to get its act together before some upper-level winds kind of rip it apart, but it's going to be moving off in a west-northwesterly direction. You see, a lot of those models keep it pretty close to the Carolina coast. And elsewhere, everything's pretty active in the tropics. We have the subtropical, or now the Leslie, the remnants thereof, pushing to the southwest. Another low trying to develop north of it. This is remnants of Kirk And Kirk is showing a little bit of activity here this evening. More storms developing what appears to be around the center. That's heading to the west, but the long-range models are suggesting that this will get beat up once it gets close to the Caribbean. So it doesn't appear that's going to be a big factor for us. Temperatures currently into the upper 70s to low 80s. Right now we are expecting overnight lows to be into the mid 70s to start things off. 77 our current temperature. We have an east wind now at 5. And the high today was a few degrees above average, as it will be tomorrow. And the forecast is calling for boaters, seas running less than 2 feet with a light chop in the bays and inland waters. Seas running 1 to 2 feet, and those winds will switch around to the southwest in the afternoon. The extended forecast, pretty good chances for scattered storms at least in the afternoon and evening. Not a washout by any stretch for the next 7 days, but we will see less of a chance as we head into the weekend. High temperatures does not look like fall, looks more like summer. Scott, back to you.
It does indeed. All right, Bob, thank you. In consumer news, what you study in college may be just as important, if not more so, than where you attend. That's according to a report that ranks the most and least valuable degrees. Mary Maloney gives us a closer look at that list.
Choose your college major wisely. According to a report from Bankrate, what you study may be the biggest indicator of success in the workforce. Researchers looked at 162 degrees and census data. They then analyzed the bachelor's degrees and incomes of at least 15,000 people. They found actuarial science is the most valuable college major. Bankrate says that's because people with that degree, like budget analysts, cost estimators, and statisticians, earn more on average than their peers. The average income of an actuary is $108,658, and they faced a lower unemployment rate, 2.3%. Other valuable degrees on Bankrate's list include zoology, nuclear engineering, health and medical preparatory programs, and applied mathematics. Meanwhile, miscellaneous fine arts came in dead last. People with that major tend to work as art teachers, costume attendants, and music contractors, and make an average income of $40,000 a year. And their unemployment rate is at 9.1%. Also on that job list, visual and performing arts, cosmetology and culinary arts, clinical psychology, and composition and speech.
Mary Maloney reporting there. The community is invited to meet the candidate in line to be the next redevelopment manager of Newtown. An open house is set for Wednesday, October 3rd. This is a chance for the public to meet Anya Bates of Panama City. You'll be encouraged to ask questions and provide some feedback. The meet and greet will happen from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the Office of Economic Development in Sarasota on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Way. The Wildlife Center of Venice is asking for your help tonight. They are in need of both dog and cat food. The center takes in more than 4,000 animals every year with the help of the community. Now, donations may be dropped off between the hours of 9 and 5 at the center on North Jackson Road in Venice. A look at the first day of comedian Bill Cosby's sentencing hearing when we come back. But first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel's All New.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. With the fabulous Viola Davis.
My life is beautiful.
Plus comedian Hassan Minaj. And Jimmy reveals his dancing pig.
That is why they call me Nostradamus.
Kimmel, new tonight on ABC.
It's Venice Toyota's monumental model year-end clearance. Rates are rising. For a limited time, 0%. New Toyotas, $8,000 off. With Camrys and Corollas, your choice from $19,900 to $15,000. Shop 24/7 at VeniceToyota.com.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a right-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small. So Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
It's Venice Toyota's monumental model year-end clearance. Rates are rising. For a limited time, 0%. New Toyotas, $8,000 off. RAVs and Highlanders from $26,900 to $2,900. Shop 24/7 at VeniceToyota.com.
In entertainment news, Bill Cosby back in court today for the first of a two-day sentencing hearing. The disgraced entertainer facing up to 30 years in prison for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constant more than 14 years ago. Cosby's sentencing hearing beginning with a debate over whether the court could designate the comedian a sexually violent predator, a scarlet letter, his attorneys argue, calling the law unconstitutional. The designation would make Cosby subject to mandatory lifetime counseling and community notification of his whereabouts.
The evaluation that was offered by the board through the witness was that he should be classified as a sexually violent predator.
Cosby has always maintained any sexual encounters with Constant and other women were consensual. Whatever the judge's decision, it will come without a statement from Cosby. He will not be speaking and no one else will be testifying on his behalf. A lawyer claims mental illness caused the promoter of a failed music festival to rip off investors and mislead buyers. Billy McFarland pleading guilty earlier this year to defrauding investors in the 2017 Fry Festival in the Bahamas and then cheating customers in a ticket scam. Without leniency, he faces over a decade in prison. A psychological report found McFarland had bipolar-related disorder and may sometimes have, quote, delusional beliefs of having special and unique talents that will lead to fame and fortune. Disney's Princess Tiana will look more recognizable when the sequel to Wreck-It Ralph hits theaters later this year. Animators went back to the drawing board on Disney's first African-American princess. The change in her appearance in a Ralph Breaks the Internet clip caused social media backlash. Tiana made her debut in The Princess and the Frog back in 2008. The Wall Street Journal reports Disney made the changes after meeting with the actress who voices the character, other animators, and a black advocacy group. Ralph Breaks the Internet will hit theaters November 21st. Mel Gibson will co-write and direct a remake of the 1969 classic western, The Wild Bunch. This will be Gibson's first time directing since his 2016 World War II drama Hacksaw Ridge, for which Gibson earned a Best Directing Oscar nomination. No production start or release date for The Wild Bunch has been announced just yet. That's entertainment news. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers right after this.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Bob, we're still getting into late September here. We're still in the summer pattern, aren't we?
Yeah, looking for those cold fronts. Mid-October usually. We're looking for a pretty nice day tomorrow. We'll see some clouds by midday and then some showers possibly after 3 o'clock, and could see some thunderstorms too. Tune in tomorrow morning. For Good Morning Suncoast, meteorologist John Stalls, you'll have more.
All right, Bob, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow.